she would come over. She used to come over all the time, and we would try to talk to her about, hey, listen, I found this on the internet. What do you think? Why don't you just take a break, and so on and so forth. And to our astonishment, she became increasingly defiant and argumentative with our entire family, saying that every piece of advice you give me is wrong. I can't trust you anymore. You don't know what you're talking about. And this is like 100% different than it just changed. And you can start, now I realize that she was being indoctrinated and taught not to trust her family. So, and then if I did make a good point, you could see that conflict, that cognitive dissonance. She would get angry and she would cry, and then go back after the next day. And I still see this. You could tell that she had worked with her pastor and stuff like that to figure it out and come back and be just as defiant. And she was being totally controlled.
You used you kind of described it before we started today, as we were talking before, that she would go away when you'd present things that were obviously difficult for her, that were really challenging her thinking. She would go away and kind of recharge her batteries, is the way you described it. And she would kind of go to the WMSCOG because facts were draining the battery, and she had to go get refilled with kind of the manipulation and the deception again, kind of get a refill of that.
Yep. And that's exactly what happened. And that's kind of what I see to a lesser extent with people that are in longer, like the people that you were talking to during your last video. They'll push back a little bit, but when they get cornered, they simply just stop and they block it all out. Mm-hmm. And they say something like, I don't care what you say, I'm happy. And that is the sad but dangerous thing. Because, well, I'll tell you what happened was, at that point, we were desperate, and we went on and we started contacting several of the top psychologists in the world on cults, and that's when the bottom dropped out. Every one of them said the same thing: do whatever it takes to get her away from that group as fast as possible. Mm-hmm. This is a dangerous and especially challenging group to deal with. And from that time on, everything that they told us happened. It was like a prophecy that really came true. And that was sad. Then we started to realize that this was a really insidious, high demand religion.